mad as hell with Canada and with Canadians. God is angry with this country. God, God is furious. I have not seen so much curse, so much destruction from on high come from God since Sodom and Gomorrah. I think they're going to create a new verse in the Bible dedicated to the curse of Canada. I'm telling you. I mean, take a look at what is happening out there on the East Coast there with the Maritimers. I mean, these hurricanes Hurricane Fiona, it has really done damage to Nova Scotia. And many people are saying that, Canada, especially the East Coast, has not seen weather this bad in many years. I mean, yeah, the snowstorms and everything like that. I mean, that's part of life down there. And for the most part, Maritimers know how to handle that. But the amount of destruction, I mean, this is Hurricane Katrina type of weather, which has taken place in Eastern Canada and in Nova Scotia, tearing up trees, throwing people into the river, tearing up houses, tearing up vehicles, just destroying the infrastructure. Make no mistake about it. This is God's curse on Canada. God has cursed this country for what it did to those Christian pastors during the COVID-19 pandemic. And when I tell you that what you all did or what you all allowed to happen to the pastors and the Christian community of Canada is no joke, I'm telling you, what you did was not a joke. It was not a joke. Power outages, people left homeless. I mean, this is Florida type of weather. I mean, the people in Florida are having it better with this hurricane than all up there in Eastern Canada. It is destruction in Canada. It is destruction. And you've heard me talk about this curse with Canada for a long time now. And I told you the arrogance, the blasphemy, the evil that Canadians have either done or have allowed their government to do, which has been going on for a while. Now, I would say it started around the 60s. Canada used to be a very successful country, a very Christian country, a really well-to-do country. And sometime during the 60s with Trudeau, things began to go downhill. And it really reached a crescendo with this COVID-19 pandemic. And when you people allowed police officers to shut down churches, arrest Christians who wanted to respect the Sabbath and keep it holy no matter what, keep the Sabbath holy. And for you to allow these police officers to shut down Christian churches and to be so hostile with Christian pastors, Art Pawlowski, Sam Coates, many others. Look what y'all did to Pastor Art. Look what you people did to Pastor Art. Look at it. This is the reason why Canada is going through what it's going through right now. This is the reason. When the Native Indians, Native Indigenous people, First Nations people burned down Canadian churches violently when they found those unmarked graves, and many people in Canada were burning down churches with a vengeance. No punishment whatsoever, none, no retribution taken for these churches which got their properties destroyed. God is angry with this country. I'm telling you, God is furious with Canada. The amount of bad news which has come out of Canada in the past few years. I mean, I was just talking about the police, what they did to the church, to the pastors of this country. The amount of police officers that have been killed in Toronto. killed, murdered in Toronto. The funeral was held for the police officer killed somewhere in Markham or wherever the other day. It's the curse. It's the curse. Just forsaking everything religious, forsaking God, forsaking the Christian community, forsaking. God has put a curse on this country, a vicious curse. And just because the unvaxxed of this country have won a major victory against the forces of the New World Order liberal globalists, because now all of the mandates have been removed, don't think that this curse is going to be lifted. There is still a lot of destruction that Canadians have done that they need to answer for, because God is angry. God is angry. Canada makes Sodom and Gomorrah look like the Bible Belt in America. I'm telling you, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just think about it. All of the major news stories which have come out of Canada, which have made international media, have all been bad. The stabbings up there in Saskatchewan, and the criminals were never answered for their punishment. They all committed suicide somehow in jail. So all them Indians in that Indian reserve, Native Indian First Nation reserve in Saskatchewan, brutally slaughtered. I mean, how does one person with nothing but two people, how does two people with a knife, nothing more than a knife, manage to kill 19 people? I mean, how do two raggedy people from nowhere in Saskatchewan manage to just completely butcher 19 people? It's the curse. It's the curse. It's the curse. And to make matters worse, they're never going to answer for their crime. They're dead now by their own hand. It's a curse. People have argued with me, oh, Canada's not cursed. It is. It is. You can't get away with doing all that you've done in the last 2 years alone, never mind since the 60s, descending into debauchery and not answer for it. Yes, this country is completely cursed, and it's going to get worse too. All this economic problems, all this, Pierre Poilievre now say, oh, I'm going to make things better. I don't even think Pierre can. This is God. People can't afford to pay for food. People can't afford to heat their homes. People are starving in Canada. Poisonous drinking water on native reserves. No good news has come out of Canada that's made the international media in so long. It is a curse, and it's going to get worse. You'll have to answer for it. You'll have to answer for it. We have to answer. I'm telling you, I've never seen storms this bad. I mean, maritime Canada looks like a war zone right now. It's a curse. It is. I'm telling you right now, the amount of police officers in Toronto that have been shot. And I'm not taking any joy in that. I'm just telling you what's happening. It is an almighty curse. It's an almighty curse. We have to answer, and we will answer for it. And that's what I've got to say. This is your